invited to celebrate Baltimore's oldest holiday, which marks the successful defense of the city from British attack in 1814. That inspired Francis Scott Key to write a poem, which led to the Star-Spangled Banner, our national anthem. Organizers are preparing for a spectacular weekend.
We have a big show. Of course, we have ranger programs every day throughout the year, but on Defenders Day, we make sure that we build things up a little bit more. So there's going to be ranger programs throughout the day. You can learn about the history of the Star-Spangled Banner. You can learn about how we protect America's treasures here at the National Park Service.
You can also learn about the vital role Fort McHenry played during World War I.
The U.S. Army took the site back over from the city of Baltimore, and on this site built what became the largest U.S. Army hospital in the United States.
Photos tell the story of how quickly some 100 buildings were constructed in about 1 year's time to meet the need.
During the course of the war, and then for some years afterwards, there were a total of over 32,000 soldiers who were treated here. What is remarkable is it evolved from being principally a receiving hospital in taking the wounded as they came directly from the Western Front, from abroad, but eventually evolved into being a major surgical center.
An innovative surgical center and rehab facility with 3,000 beds. It was during this time that doctors pioneered the methods that led to modern-day plastic surgery.
If you think of the type of wounds that were coming in from the trench warfare, exploding artillery shells, hand-to-hand combat, many soldiers were coming in with really desperate wounds to their faces and heads.
The photos, documents, and artifacts from that time are on display. And you don't have to imagine how the hospital office might have looked. Live actors will give you a glimpse into history.
A lot of the items in here are artifacts from a lot of our volunteers who have a large World War I collection of their own. So they'll come in and try to give people an idea. Sometimes you'll come in, you'll get the sounds of a phonograph, you get the clickety-clack of a typewriter.
Ready. Take aim. Fire!
What we try to do is make sure that people not only leave with the stories of the War of 1812, but try to get some of the sights and sounds and smells. So during that weekend, you're going to actually see the cannon fire. You're going to hear it. You're going to smell that black powder in the air. You're also going to hear the roar of the drum and the fifes that sound throughout the parade ground. You're going to really live and kind of immerse yourself in the War of 1812.
The weekend kicks off on Friday, September 14th with a parade through Locust Point. Visitors who come Saturday and Sunday will be treated to flag change programs and performances by the United States Army Band, U.S. Army Drill Team, and the Fort McHenry Guard. The big finale is a fireworks display on Saturday evening where there's no bad seat in the house. I'm Nancy Yamada for State Circle.